Shalom. Shalom, shalom. Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. Let's go back to verse 6. Let's read that. Deuteronomy 30, verse 6. And the Lord Yahweh thy power will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed to love the Lord Yahweh thy power with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. You hear that? Right now, we ain't living. This ain't living. Ain't none of this living. You understand? This ain't living for shit, man. Verse 7 reads, and the Lord Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies. All right? Which consist of every nation on the planet Earth, with the exception of really 1/3 Israelites. And that's it, because 2/3 of our own people are our enemies. Matter of fact, the scripture said, they of your own household shall be your damn enemy. Let's continue on. And put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. First and foremost, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekaha, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, whom I learned from daily, healthy shalom. To all the men out there doing the work of the Lord sincerely, all right? In these trying times, right? All right, so, hey, screw it. Without further ado, let me show you how miserable our enemies are becoming, man. Let me show you the incredulity of these people, the upside down, backwards projection, that they're trying to bestow upon themselves, saying they are oppressed. And no, you're not oppressed. You just going through a small portion. Look at this. This dude was bugging out, right? Crashing out. But you Edomites, all right, along with these other nations, are going through just a small portion of what's to come. Just wait on it. Let's go. Check it out.
Guys, I was wrong, and I can admit that. When people were saying that mass deportations would greatly affect farmers, I didn't actually think they were serious. They said that Americans were unwilling to do the jobs that immigrants do, and I didn't believe them. But this new video that I just saw proved me wrong.
It's just been harder and harder and harder to find those people to work.
Bethany Gotts owns Quay's Farm in Mountain Home, but now with fewer workers, a lot of the manual labor is left up to her. She tells me she's tried hiring locally, but it's been difficult to find people willing to do the hard work.
Finding a legal American here that is going to work as hard as an immigrant is nearly impossible.
She even posted job openings on Facebook.
I had 7 people contact me about it, and when I sent them the description, I had no people respond.
I went ahead and found the job listing. She's offering $2,000 to $3,000 a month for full-time manual labor on a farm.
She says hiring undocumented workers is not an option, with serious risks for both sides.
One, you're going to get fined. You have unfortunately, an employee living in fear. They could get picked up at any moment, and then you're without an employee.
To keep her farm running, Gotts is hiring high schoolers and is now looking into the federal H-2A visa program.
I have endeavored to spend $200,000 to build a small worker housing so that I can get H-2 workers next year.
This woman had $200,000 lying around that she could have used to pay some strapping young Idaho corn-fed boys to do the manual labor on her farm, but instead built temporary housing for visa workers. I never thought I'd live to see the day where liberal media was telling people, are you unwilling to pay Americans a fair and decent living wage for hard manual labor? Just import a bunch of people to do it for way cheaper and then put them in a house and they can't go anywhere else because what other option do they have? Man, I feel like there's a term for that, but it's just slipping my mind.
I'm gonna say this one time real loud with my full chest, so go ahead and hear me out on this one. If working is mandatory, if labor is something we are required to do in order to prove we deserve our existence, if we have no choice but to choose an occupation whether or not we want it, if you are forcing me to sell my body to do somebody else's labor and telling me I have no other choice and neither does anyone else, you shouldn't have any other choice but to give us a roof over our heads, food for our stomachs, and whatever else we need to survive! If you want us to be forced to work, but do not want to guarantee life necessities, that is slavery, you fuckwads! This country loves slavery, they just rebranded it! And don't tell me to leave! I would if I had the fucking money! But that's the whole point of this system, you dumb fucks! Fuck this country!
Americans are getting poorer and it's getting harder to make ends meet. Those aren't opinions, those are facts.
Bro, I'm not gonna fucking make it in this fucking world because, like, tell me why I just went to fucking Kroger's and got groceries. I just got paid today. My last fucking paycheck. And I spent $73 fucking on popcorn, crackers, Cheez-Its, milk, ranch dressing, tomatoes. Just basic shit, man. Like, a box of fucking Cheez-Its and a box of fucking crackers was $5 a fucking piece. The ranch dressing was fucking $5. The tomatoes was for $4. Like, the milk is $7 a gallon and my kid drinks 3 gallons a week. That's $20 fucking dollars. Like, how the fuck did I barely get any goddamn food and it's $73 fucking dollars? Like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
A lot of us aren't getting poorer. A lot of us are making more money than we've ever made. We're getting poorer because our grocery prices are astronomical. Our rent prices are astronomical. The mortgage rates are astronomical. Car rates, astronomical. Everything that we need to survive is being hiked up astronomically. It's almost like they're trying to get rid of the middle class. But why would they do something like that? Why would a country not want its citizens to be well-fed, well-educated, and thriving? I don't know. I'm starting to think maybe we just crumble this economy to the ground. Let's hoard every single cent that we possibly can. Keep it out of the banks. I don't know, and let's just see what happens. Anyone have any other plans? Because I know personally, I live very modestly. This right here, this is not my home. If you watch my other videos, you'll see my home. Watch the one right before this. That's my kitchen. I'm an artist, but I also have plenty of other work. And I do all right. Our family is making more money than we've ever made. We don't even qualify for any assistance anymore. Lucky us. But guess what? Now we also can't afford.
Americans are getting poorer and it's getting harder.
Salakia, make sure, microphone's on. Very good. All right, so let's go. All right, you saw that little montage. Just some stuff I got from TikTok. You know, I did actively look and search out for some of these, but that's what you're seeing is Deuteronomy 30 and verse 7. All right, and all these things, all these little nuances, the little downfalls, the little, the things that are happening. You act like some strange thing is happening to you. Nah. You Edomites, you got a whole lot more to worry about than just. And look, and I'm gonna say it like this: don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. All right. When you see these people talking about their woes and how they're starting to get upset, all this is simply because the shit is starting to affect them. Okay. And they're gonna go to different depths and try to use their children, use their their privilege, because Israelites are passionate, man. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? We've always been passionate. Okay, and they're gonna try to use that against us also. But those of the elect, the hopeful elect, we ain't going for that shit. We know the book of Sirach 12 and verse, the 12th chapter, goes into it and said, don't trust these damn enemies. Don't trust your enemy. Don't trust them. All right? Because they're going to try to use you and use you and use you and use you again, not understanding a certain thing called what? Regeneration and reincarnation. That's why they think they're going to be allowed to get away with shit. Psalms, the 49th chapter. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. But in the meantime, you see what's behind him, right? The 13 colonies and all. Yeah, all right. They get ready to do the 250th. You Edomites are cursed. But y'all really finished, man. Check this out. Let me read this article. China has ordered 26 major financial institutions to support the digital yuan, right? Notice I said digital. That's also going into the MOTB. Come on, Esau, let's go. Let's get it going. Come on, let's get it cracking, baby. All right? You see your people, you see what that first woman said, she told me, we need workers. We need workers. And again, I'm going to say this one more time, before I go into a couple more scriptures. Don't get it twisted. You heard what she said. I had a spare $200,000. Now, who the hell has a spare $200,000? So when you hear, scriptures, going into all these curses being put upon our enemies, they're not really fully in these curses yet, man. All right, Jake don't have two pennies to rub together, and that's a part of our curses. That's a part, of our downfall, our punishment. All right. So when you hear these Edomites get up here and talk about, I just spent $73 on this, or why did it cost that much? I can't have my second house. Really, they all right. Okay? Don't let them fool you, man. These people are all right. They good. They always got something to go back on. Job 9 verse 24 said what? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So don't trust them. Don't believe them. Although it is it's rather entertaining, watching them crash out just simply because they can't have that second boat, second house, or even that occasional T-bone steak that costs $75 damn. So fuck them, man. Let's go here. 1 Corinthians. Yeah, they're miserable, man. They're totally miserable. Try not to make this too long. 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 19. If in this life only we have hope in Hamashiach Yahushua, we are all men most miserable. Did you hear that? Most miserable. Why? Because you really don't have trust. You really don't have that faith. You really don't have the eye salve, the understanding, the Isaiah 33 and verse 6. You don't have the understanding. That's why most men are miserable. And look at these people, man. You don't see that they're miserable? They're totally miserable because they're trusting in oppression. They're trusting in the things that they thought were going to get them through. They're trusting in their so-called white supremacy. You understand? And you got Sambo soldiers that do the same thing, or raccoons or whatever, ninjas, whatever you want to call them, YNs, BWs, all these different things. And that also parlays, into your woman, your women. Okay? They fully trust in this system. Why do you think it's so easy for them just to say, "Oh, okay, we'll just do what we want to do"? Basically, too much liberty to get abroad. But there's gonna be a point in time when as the scriptures tell us, it's too late. It's gonna be too late. All right. So let this place crash out. Let those central bank digital currencies go to the yuan and all those kinds of different things. It's going to do nothing but further prophecy, man. Salakia, it had to come out. It's going to further prophecy. That's what it's doing. So I type this in. Let's see what we got about trust. Who the hell do you trust in? Do you trust in oppression? Do you trust in a nation that cannot save us? Do you go down to Egypt for help? Okay? Or do you trust in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai? Because that's the only thing that's going to be your shield and your buckler. That's the chief cornerstone. Don't you know? Proverbs 3 and verse 6 reads, trust in the Lord Yahweh with all thine heart. That's your mind. And lean not into thy own understanding. All right? And those and quit using and abusing. All right, you quit doing that kind of shit, man. The scriptures go into that. Matter of fact, let's grab that right quick. Usury. I'm gonna have to type it in like this. I don't know the exact scripture. Usury. Oh, come on, damn. Salakia. Usury. It's just getting us. Usury. Salakia for the silence. Usury. Yeah, these devils are through. Thou shalt not lend. No, that's Deuteronomy. That might be it. Yeah. Deuteronomy 23 and verse 19. Thou shalt not lend upon usury. Do you hear that? To thy brother, usury of money, usury of victuals, which is, food, right? Usury of anything that is lent upon usury. And there it is. Let me hold 20. Or let me do this and let me do that. Let me sell you this. Nah. You got to lay up your treasures in heaven, man. All right? Let's go back. I just got a couple more. I want to make this too long because, hey, you know what? I may entitle this, hey, Jake, we're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. You see them crashing out. And again, it's highly entertaining to watch. It is. What the scripture said, those that have joy of their children and live to see the downfall of their enemy. There'll be some of you that standing here that won't see death, that won't taste of death. It's interesting, some of the conversations, I have with some of these Edomites out here, man. It's very, very interesting, in way of, where we gotta work beside them, we gotta work with them, right? Every place I go to do a job or whatever, it's basically it's an Edomite. And it's interesting, man. They really think that their houses are going to continue forever. And again, I briefly, mentioned it, but they're not really hurting like they're telling you that they're hurting. Not yet. Book of Sirach 3 and verse 7, he that feareth the Lord will honor his father and will do service unto his parents as his masters. See that? Honor thy father and mother, both in word and deed. All right? That a blessing may come upon thee from them. From who? From them. You understand? You got to be aware on who you have learned from, what you have learned, and continue in that doctrine. Or else you're going to find yourself wanting. You're going to find yourself, in a spot where you're like, oh, well, maybe I should have listened, or maybe I should. What's that scripture that said that? That I should have taken that counsel. Man, I really want to get that. Let me see if I can find that. I'll try to find it. I got to continue on with this for right now. Please excuse me. Let's keep reading. Verse 9 reads, for the blessing of the father established the houses of children, and the curses of the mother rooteth out foundations. See? That's why it's very important to follow the order. All right? There is an order. I speak about myself. I've had problems with that in my life. I've had problems with order. You see? But see, once you gain that clarity, the eye salve, the understanding, it all becomes very, very, very clear. It's all prophecy, man. And pride, pride definitely goes before a destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Okay? Yeah. Rooting out foundations, man. Baruch 4 and verse 27, it reads, be of good comfort, O my children. Hey, what did that scripture just said? Basically, we gonna be all right. We're gonna be fine. Not a hair on your head shall perish. And Yahweh Shem Yahushua knows the number of them. Let's read it again. I like the way it rolled off my tongue. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High power. For ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. You see that? He's going to remember. He ain't forget. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. For he that have brought these plagues upon you, which are its curses, all right, shall bring you everlasting joy within your salvation. So there it is right there. Did you hear what that said? He's going to bring you everlasting joy, the same one that brought us all these plagues and curses. Why? Why? Because he hasn't forgotten. Think about how Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, think about how he felt. How he felt in having his bride, which is us, ye children of Israel, go against him so vehemently, man. Cheat on him, spit on him, tell him all kinds of different things. Think about how he felt. Yeah, puts it in perspective, does it not? Yeah, we went way the hell off, man. Yeah, we did. Yeah. Hey, but be of good comfort, right? And that's what the scripture said. He's going to send another comforter. See? Verse 30 reads, take a good heart, O Jerusalem. That's the people before it's a place. For he that give thee that name will comfort thee. Woo! You see that? But who's miserable now? See? Well, 2/3 are always going to be miserable because they don't understand nor even consider. So really screw them, man. Screw 2/3. It doesn't matter. Verse 31, miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall. What'd that say? It said, miserable are them that afflicted and received the sons. Miserable are they that received the sons. Well, that's verse 32. That's the spirit. 32 reads, miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons. And that's us. That's the Israelites. They damn sure received us, and they refused to let us go. And then it's a treasure trove of these people getting on here complaining and shit. We don't want to hear that shit. Although it is entertaining, I don't want to hear it. So, look, fuck this system and fuck Esau Edom. How about that? Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah. I love it. Shalom.